We've come down to I block. This is the work area where we're going to form up our concrete stairs. In the corner, the landing's going to be obviously at the high sheet, and our stairs are going to run down to the floor down here.
We've got to work out how many rises there are in our total rise.
Yep.
Work out how many rises, and then there's always one less going.
Yep.
Than there is rises.
Yeah,
so
because
we
you
can
end
work
on
out.
a rise.
And we've got the width of our going here, so we can work out where they're going to be.
So we've got a total going of 2.6 metres.
That's right. So
we divide that by that.
Yep.
Should give us, if my head's working properly, 10 goings.
10, yep, so there'll be 11 rises.
So there'll be 11 rises. So we can work that out now by dividing that by 11.
Yep.
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 Okay. 2.025 divided by 11 gives me 184.
There we go. That works.
Yeah, so our riser, yeah, okay.
Cool. And the other thing is, if it's under 18 rises, we can do it in one flight. What have we got so far? We've worked out our total rise. We've worked out what our actual riser is. Number of rises, so then we can work out what our number of goings are. So total going is going to be 2.6. We've got a landing of a metre. So we're going to come 3.6 from that corner back out to get where this flight's going to land.
Rightio.
So we need to work out if in that distance it's up or down, so we're going to have to level across there. Currently we've worked out an actual riser if this floor is level.
Is level, yeah. We've worked out that we have our actual riser, we've got our total rise, we've got our total go, and we know we've got 10 goings at 260. So when we add our 2600 for our total going and our 1 metre for our landing, that's going to give us 3.6 metres. So Matt's marked on the floor here that we've got 1 metre out off the back wall, which represents the front of our landing, which of course will be plumbed up here later.
Yep.
And then from there, he's got another 2600 out to here, which is our total go, which is actually where our last riser is going to sit. So we're going to take our height from this point here, our total rise, we're going to go from this point here, which is going to be 2 metres and 25 above the level of this point. The reason we do that and don't just measure off the concrete slab up here at the front of the landing is because there's a very real chance that this slab has got humps and hollows in it. So we could potentially have a 15 mil difference in height on our last riser, and that's not acceptable. It's outside the standard.
We're going to check the dumpy, the level here, and we're going to check it here and see what the difference is, and then we're going to be able to work it out from there. That's within a couple of mil.
Is it? Is it high or low?
That's lower, about 2 mil lower.
Lower?
We just put a note there, maybe put +2.
Yeah.
And we know where we're at.
+2. Yeah, you got that. Cool.
So measure that up off the floor there.
That's a pretty important point, that one.
Yeah, I'd put beautiful.
Yeah. I'm going to go on 100 here.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to be...
So I'm 2.7, so yep, 2.6.
Yeah, that's it.
Beautiful.
Spot on. Righto, so we've got that. That's the height of one of our risers off the floor there, up to that mark, which gives us the other end of our nosing line. Righto, nosing line. I'm going to mark one tread up near the top there, and we'll have a look at the most accurate way of setting this out, eh? Yeah, see, I'm already 1/2 mil out there now, just by measuring that.
Yeah.
So by the time if I get out a mil or so on each one, by the time I get to the bottom, it's going to be pretty rough, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so...
yeah, you got to do running measurements is a little way more accurate.
Yeah, so accuracy is everything when we do this.
0.52.
318 and a half.
Pretty well.
All right, let's have a bit of a look. I'll go for 100 here, I reckon.
So we can do a running measurement of that.
To you, so 318.5. Yeah,
637 with it?
Yep.
Yep, got to get that 0.5.
25.48. And we should have 31.85.
Oh, 31.84.
Oh, well, I'll forgive you.
So we'll just join the dots, really.
Yeah, so we need to plumb those down and level
them across.
plumb one way, level
bisect
the
them.
other.
All right. And so we're going to go 150 under that for our throat.
Yes. So if we flick a line underneath all those points, they should go down to the, actually in theory it should end up at the ground down the bottom down there.
Yep.
And then that'll be
Yeah.
the top of our
Throat.
Our throat, yeah.
And then we can work out the depth of
The
our
depth
throat.
of our landing, can't we? Or the depth of the ramp underneath, yeah.
I'm ready there.
All good?
Yep. 150.
Intersect. That's a
So
word
what do we
and a
do?
half.
You're in there, Bob.
50. So that's got to go through here, nice and level.
Because we've got to bisect these angles.
We do. They're going to intersect just up here. That actually comes up to here. So this formwork piece underneath is going to end up being pretty small.
Yeah. It's not going to be a metre.
No, I've got to go past this point out to join up with that line.
Yep. Say when.
Yeah, I'm lined up with this mark here, but I've got to go right out to that line under the landing.
Yep, it's got to bisect.
Yep, which I've done. And there we go. So that's actually now the shape of our concrete.
Yep.
Yep, which is cool. So it's going to come up here. So that's all concrete there.
Yep.
And then under there. Yeah, so that's right. Yep, that's it. Awesome.
We'll check for square at the bottom and
Yep.
we'll check for square at the top.
Matt and I have drawn out the concrete, which you saw us start earlier. That's the silver section, or grey if you like. And then we drew in the formwork, which is in this case it's plywood. It's the material that touches the conch, drawn around there in yellow. And underneath that we've put in our false work, which is all the supporting structure for the ply. Our blue are props, pink, really that's 90 by 35 material. What else have we got? Orange are bearers.
Yep.
We've got wedges, which we've also done in pink as well. The green along the bottom, a bit hard to see in places, but that's actually a sole plate that everything sits on. I'd like to see all these components set out on the wall.
And named.
Yeah, and named, exactly, because if you can draw this and know the names of the components and what they actually do, you can build it easily. You can see here the pink joist is coming down and it's stopping shy of the floor. It's just above the floor by even 10 mils enough. We've got it about 20. That's okay. And I also take the point off it and put a vertical little piece of ply on the end. Everybody thinks about making their formwork and making it really strong and supportive. That's great, but you have to get it out. So I like to do that. It just comes out easier. The next stage of this is to set up this false work underneath and then put the formwork on it. Building your frame square off that long wall out at this point is critical. Now we made a square over there. We checked this wall. It is not square. We know that. So we're going to have to be really careful when we set this up that we get it right, that we're not taking measurements off that back wall. The first part of this that I would tackle is the landing frame. I'm going to build this and put it in, get it nice and square off that wall, and have all that fixed off before I attempt any of the ramp. Really important though, before you just start ripping in to do that, that you use the material that's specified for it. A lot of these things are pre-cut because we reuse them. Do not cut any LVL at all. The main sheet of formwork goes actually from here down to here. It's a 2.4 by 1200 sheet.
Full sheet.
We have those, we don't cut them. We will cut an infill at the top and an infill at the bottom. You'll be given material for that. It's actually particle board we use for that because it's sacrificial. It's a bit cheaper. And you'll be given the material for your landing top as well. That'll be chipboard as well. You'll notice here we've come out a little bit wider than a sheet. That's actually 1500 out there. You're going to have a 1200 sheet to that point, and we're going to run another narrow piece of sheet up there, which is 300 mil wide, just to make it a bit wider to give us enough room for our edge formwork and to be able to walk up and down safely. So before you just hook in and cut any material at all, please put your hand up and talk to the teacher about it. We want to come and assess this before you move on. We'll check your set out. It's the best idea is for us to pick up a problem now rather than later.